Good morning, people. Watch from at 65. Lisa Boyce. I'm going to give you the gospel. It's in 1 Corinthians 15, 1 through 4. Christ shed his blood for all of our sins, past, present, and future, was buried and rose again on the third day according to Scripture. We're saved by grace through faith in Christ alone, not of ourselves, not of works, lest any man should boast. It is grace, something we didn't earn, something we don't deserve, that God gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever, you and I, whosoever believe in him will not perish but have eternal life. That's how we're saved, that's how we're kept saved, and that's why we're saved. It's all because of him, period. I have an appointment, that's why I'm coming on early. How do you come to that? You admit you're a sinner in need of Christ. The moment you put your faith and trust in Christ Jesus, the moment you accept Christ as Savior, not only are you saved, but you are justified by the blood of Jesus, rapture ready, which is going to happen at any time, and sealed until the day of redemption, which means you cannot and will not lose your salvation. The Holy Spirit will indwell in you, lead you, guide you, as your best friend, change you, encourage you, minister to you, the whole 9 yards, even protect you. I got to give you this article. This came in off the Times of Israel. It says, and this is interesting, our enemies smell weakness. So it says, less than 2 weeks ago, the defense minister warned of a security dangers on multiple fronts and exacerbated by the internal rift over Israel's direction. Less than 2 weeks ago, on Saturday night, March 25th, Yoav Gallant, Israel's Minister of Defense, addressed the nation and issued an alert. It says, by virtue of my duties as the Minister of Defense of the State of Israel, I stand before you and emphasize we face great threats, both near and far. Iran is closer than ever to gaining military nuclear capabilities. In my opinion, like I said, they've already got it. Even Barry Scarborough said the same thing. They already have it. Palestinian terrorism is increasing. The northern arena is tense. These days, more than ever, we face unprecedented security challenges. Gallant had conveyed the same concerns privately to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his leadership colleagues, warning them that the internal threat were rising because Israel's enemies smelled internal weakness, and urging that the key decision-making security cabinet be convened to address the dangers. Specifically, the defense minister told the nation his own government's insistence on blitzing through legislation to overhaul the judiciary was causing a growing rift in our society that was now penetrating the Israeli Defense Force and security agency. So, let's talk about this for a second, because what's happening right now Israel is not only the focus of attention, but people are backing away from Israel. Israel's going to be on her own. This is where the Antichrist is going to come in and present order out of chaos. This is chaotic. What's going on in Israel is chaotic. They're expecting their Messiah, which is not Christ. Perfect timing. All this came out today. And all these little wars that they're going through right now with Hezbollah and so forth. Gallant pleaded publicly with Netanyahu, as he had pleaded with him privately, to stop the legislation and instead initiate a unifying national process with broad participation. for the sake of Israel's security, for the sake of our sons and daughters. Far from being halted, far from halting the legislation and convening the security cabinet, Netanyahu shot the messenger. Which is exactly what he did. He shot the messenger. Gallant was fired the next day. Only the day after, on Monday, March 27th, amid a vast outpouring of street protests and nationwide and widespread strike action, did the Prime Minister indeed temporarily suspend the overhaul legislation. Gallant remained fired in theory, but not in practice. As of this writing, he has yet to receive a formal letter of dismissal. So it was just a show. The security cabinet did not convene. Now, just a few days later, several of those external threats the defense minister warned about, guess what? They've happened. Thursday saw the heaviest barrage of rocket fired in Israel from Lebanon since 2006. My alarm again went off overnight. Israel was blamed for Hamas forces across the northern border for the launches, while noting that the assault would not have been carried out without the backing of the Hezbollah terrorist army there. So you see where this is going. Rockets have been repeatedly fired into Israel and Gaza in recent days, as the IAF has struck back at Hamas targets in the enclave, and Palestinian terrorism is indeed on the rise. In the latest incident, much of the escalation echoes in the events surrounding the last major upsurge in hostilities in May 2021. Which also coincided with Ramadan. And with concerted efforts by Hamas and other groups to instigate violence and terrorism surrounding purported threats to the Al-Aqsa Mosque atop the Temple Mount. Then, as now, Palestinians were exhorted to barricade themselves inside a shrine. Then, as now, violent confrontations ensued, providing video footage and pictures guaranteed to intensify anger and prompt still further violence. So this is not going to stop. No time soon. This is not going to stop anytime soon. So facing challenges on multiple fronts, the IDF said on Friday, ordered the call-up of an unspecified number of Israeli Air Force reservists, including fighter pilots. Many such reservists has been warning that they would not report for service if the overhaul legislation goes through its current revolutionary form, and had been told by the Lieutenant Minister that they could, basically, they are telling them, go to hell. All of them, it is highly likely, will heed the Chiefs of Staff's call. So this is a problem because now they're short staffed of any fighters. What a mess. And what a perfect time for the Antichrist to come on the scene. Now let's go to China. China. This just came out today. China imposes sanctions over U.S.-Taiwan meeting. So the Chinese government has imposed sanctions on America's Hudson Institute and Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, as well as executives from two organizations, as they hosted Taiwan's President during her recent trip to the U.S. Beijing has also taken measures against Taiwan's envoy to Washington. But yet China is concerned about Israel. So like I said yesterday, twice I said it. If China is concerned about Israel, so is Russia. See where this thing is going? Real fast. So the Chinese foreign minister stated that the organizations and individuals were being sanctioned for their roles in the meeting between Taiwanese leader Wen and McCarthy earlier this week in California, which was Wednesday. Today, the minister announced that both U.S. institutions are now banned from cooperating with any individuals, universities, or institutions under Beijing's jurisdiction, including those in Hong Kong and Macau. According to the statement, both Reagan Library and Hudson Institute, which is Washington, D.C.'s based think tank, have provided a platform and convenience to Taiwan's separatist activities. This is getting bad. I mean, it's been bad. It's getting worse. I'm going to link both of these in the description box. Like I said, I have an appointment. Plus, I have to go pick up my ham. So, wouldn't it be nice if the rapture happened that way? I wouldn't have to cook. No, yeah, it would be nice. I would love that. And I'm looking forward to it. But I will be back later. Thank you.